go to these basketball games like Turner and Opheim and stuff. Well, we'd go this way. Lloyd Jones and sometimes maybe Dwayne Johnson would go along. And when we go that way, well, I'd stop and pick them up. And we had Edie and Dwayne and Lloyd and Evelyn, and we had a Chevy Caprice at the time, which you could have camped out in the trunk. And them guys, being as how they was cowboys, they had to take a shower and take off their long underwear and put on their hat. And here we take off for Turner, come out in a blizzard. They had 2 buses, and they were supposed to get all the cars in between the buses. And there was one place where the road had blowed shut. Well, Bob Claypool and John Rosendahl took off ahead of the buses, and they plowed into the snowbank. And I missed, and I was behind, and I had to stop once. There was a guy come behind me in a pickup, but I had to stop and back up and go around the snowbank. Get down there, and here they are stuck in the snow. And I said, well, we better get out and help. I said, well, I don't know if I got enough clothes on, so I opened the trunk of that, and I had extra caps and mittens and coats and sleeping bags and blankets, a propane tank and a heater, and extra battery and jumper cables.
Nice. You were the true Boy Scout, huh?
That seemed like that happened every time we went to Turner. That Gordon Carlson, he left his car down there at least once or twice. Once that I know of, left his car alongside the road. It would hit them snowbanks, and they'd blow up and plug up his air cleaner and flood it out. I think Dennis Boucher and I was the last ones to follow him out of there one night. He just took off and left us. We didn't know where he was. We never seen him alongside the road. Got to Malta, and there he was gassing up, but he never slowed down enough to tell us that he was going on in. That wasn't a lot of fun. That was before they had the roads built really good.
Yeah.
We rode through the Hooterite colony and out he's driving out in the cow pasture. Then you go to Opheim. Seemed like he always come out of there in a blizzard. Well, Lloyd, the faster he talked, the faster he drove. Well, he couldn't see very good, but
I don't think that ever changed.
no, it didn't. You come to the base up there, and it's just like they draw the curtain as it quits. But then the other end of it, there'd be cars in the ditch, and he was a little scary. I told him one time, I ain't riding with you anymore.
Was that Lloyd?
Lloyd. We went down to Jack Billingsley. He wanted to get some trailer parts. So he dropped Evelyn off here, and I went down with him. And he drove, and he said, I think we can go in this way. We're driving around out there. I said, you're going to mess around and get a shot driving around out here in somebody's cows. So he finally turned around, got back on the road. We got into Jackson, he got his parts, and we're coming back out. And he said, I wonder what that guy's doing driving this time of night. And he just about come onto the grade and drove off the other side.
Oh boy.
I got back home and told him I ain't riding with you anymore.
We go somewhere together, I'm driving.
Yeah, well, I did quite a bit. So, and Evelyn drive, of course, she'd go like hell. She liked to really push the pedal down.
So what was the road north before they made that a highway? Did you have to go through the Red Bridge, or did they put that other bridge in before it was?
Oh, they put the other bridge in. They put it, I don't remember when it was. That old Red Bridge, you mean, it was down there in the...
Chester Place?
Yeah. I don't even remember driving across that. I remember going down there fishing. But
That back by the pump site?
I'm not too sure they didn't do that bridge the same time they done the highway. That highway, when they did that, that was a mess. come up there one day and I was gonna be real smart and go around all this mud. There was cars stuck in the mud, and so I just took off down through Donnie Tim's and across the creek and up on top. And then I come back through Seco. Got the kids there just in time for lunch. Now you guys are on your own. I said, how you get home? I said, I don't care, but I'm not going back.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I got down to the bottom of the creek. I had to put chains on the bus and get back up on top of that hill. And then it seemed like in the wintertime there was two spots where the snow drifted across the road. One of them was south of Eaton's and the other one was right, well, just where Louis Bile used to live. I'd have to stop and shovel my way through it. I don't think they do that anymore. I think they turn around and go back, don't they?
I have no idea. No one goes up that way. There's no one living at Eaton's.
Well, yeah, I think they just go straight up. Well, no, they don't even go up that far anymore because there's nobody at Johnson's anymore either.
Nope. As far as they have to go is Macaulay's. I'm not sure if they really go up there because Heidi and Logan are both driving.
Yeah. I think occasionally probably they do it. They go to Macaulay's and then to the other Macaulay's at the McLaughlin place.
That's about all there is for a north route anymore.
Yeah.
The Macaulay route.
Yeah, times have changed. It makes it tough on these small schools.
Yeah. Kitty Lou said that there was a good Eaton story about on the bus. Eaton boys doing something. She didn't really give me any info though.
No, it wasn't on mine because I didn't put up with an awful lot.
They behaved pretty well,
Roy Schultz drove it after I did. You know, Bill Mastonin,
He was my first bus driver.
well, he said he just turned his hearing aid down.
Yep.
You were
Ours
not
was
kids?
ours was a pretty rowdy bus. We had Bill Mastonin who just turned his hearing aids down and he didn't pay much attention to what we were doing, and then we had Ralph Ellsworth, and that was a fun bus ride with Ralph.
Well, I was kind of an ornery son of a gun, I guess.
And then we had Gifford for a while. We went from Ralph to Gifford, and Gifford was a little bit more like you, I think. You picked up your garbage and you sat in your seats, and
Who was Gifford?
Gifford Field.
You know.
Oh, Phil.
Well, the problem was is they get too rowdy and then it distracts the bus driver. Another thing about that bus is, you know where the Camera place was?
Mm-hmm.
In that corner, I just let them girls off, and it took off and was just turning the corner, and I looked up and here's my front wheel with the bus going across the field.
Oh boy.
Good thing I had to slow down and let them kids out.
Yeah, no kidding. Ugh.
I had a terrible time trying to hold that on the road.
The Elaine Camrod is up in Whitewater now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she'd been over in Seattle raising kids, and her daughter married Ed Anderson from Malta. So they moved back. They're actually looking for a place around here now. They'd like to. Ed's working for the railroad, so.
I don't know them girls anymore except Teddy, but I
Yeah.
don't remember hauling her on the bus. I think she was too young. I can remember Elliot and Dell.
Yeah,
Go
I
up
bet they
there.
were some entertainment.
They weren't too bad. I guess because Elliot was too young. Because he'd come out there on his tricycle with the older boys, and he'd pedal on the way back.
Go with them to meet the bus, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't realize until a couple months ago that those boys had a Nashville record.
I don't know. They were down there. I didn't know if they.
I think they had one, and then the company went under.
Oh. I got a couple of the records here yet, someplace.
Elliot and Dell.
Yeah. In fact, the matter is, I got a bottle of Canadian Club that belongs to Dell.
Oh yeah?
downstairs, yeah.
How'd you end up with that?
Well, he played out here. We had dance in the shop when Russ got married.
Oh, that's right.
And when Rod got married too, the first time to Lana. And that's all he wanted was a bottle of Canadian Club. So I bought it, never did get it to him.
So it's still there?
Yeah.
Does it ever get rotten?
Oh no, it
It's
just
better.
You've heard of
It's
aging
better with
whiskey.
age?
Yes.
Does it get better in the bottle? I thought it had to be in the barrel.
Well, it really does. I don't know. I had another one of Black Velvet. I took that up and gave it to Cliff Rice.
I'm surprised you can give it away. It's like I'm
Well,
trying to get rid of Aquavit.
I don't mind velvet.
Hell, I didn't drink much after I got married, only once. I had to have my mother and my wife come to town and get me. Oh, a
Yeah,
couple
he was a
times.
little bit drunk.
But we made it. We got interviewed for a foster home that night and we made it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's true, we did get interviewed for that, didn't we? That's
Well,
when we had Carol.
I'd stopped at Donnie Christensen. That's when they did the streets dug out in town, you know, but like that. And I went to town to get the mail and I stopped at Donnie's and generally go in and have a cup of coffee, but
Imagine that. The Christensen was a bad influence, huh?
he led me astray more than once. But he said, stop on your way back. I'll have a cup of coffee. He was burning ditches or something, so I stopped and instead of drinking, making coffee, he dug out a jug of brandy. So we sat there and visited and drank it, and then he went and got another one, and we drank most of that. We went to town, and Lloyd was walking down the street, so I talked to him to going into the Rainbow and having a drink. Well, the sidewalk jumped up and hit me 3 times. So I thought, boy, I think that's enough. I went down to the cafe that Brady's had it at the time. Dave Reinhardt was living around the corner, and he said, your wife's looking for you, wondering where you're at. I said, you go back and call her and tell her to get in here and get me home. Well, I lost the keys to my pickup.
That's probably a good idea.
Well, I found another set. She come in, and my mother stopped and picked my mother up. One drove the pickup, and I got in the car, and Lloyd and Evelyn. Lloyd went home to get Evelyn to take us home.
Oh.
And you see the pickup was gone. He thought, oh. So
Thought
they
you
come
were out driving, huh?
Yeah, they come out here, and Donnie Christian called. He said, say, somebody took me to town and left me here, and I ain't got any way to get home. Well, that's tough, because I ain't coming back. So he had to call, Donna was gone, so he had to call his sister to come and get him. And she said, I don't know what that guy's name was, that interviewer. He's going to come and interview us for a foster home. She said, he's coming down the road. Are you going to be up or are you going to be sick? I said, I think I'll be sick. So I went in the bedroom and shut the door, and then I did get sick. And here's Lloyd and Evelyn sitting there, giggling, trying to keep from busting out laughing because that guy, yeah, he does sound like he's really sick.
But we did get to be foster parents.
Yeah, Russ and Teddy was going to do that down in Glasgow. So they was going to make them go to all these classes and all this stuff. They finally told them to stuff it.
Yeah, it's quite the process, I think.
Well, it wasn't then, back in the old days. We had 2 of them.
Carol, how long was Carol here?
She wasn't here very long because she was thinking about running. And the guy said if she was thinking about running, you just as well put her on the bus or train or whatever we had then and send her back because she'll go.
Yeah.
But she stops in once in a while, or used to. Russ and Teddy went down to
Oh, really?
Arizona or someplace to visit her. Mexico, New Mexico or something. She was a little Indian gal, Polly Latray. and she got in trouble for stealing cars. Well, she come back here and flew into Glasgow, and we went down and picked her up. She was working for the feds.
Really?
Turned around a bit, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The other girl, I don't know what happened to her. She was a nurse in the Navy, I think, and it turned out that my cousin's boy was married to her sister
Really?
in Helena. And she was a niece of Paul Hoffman's in Culbertson, which is her sister's boyfriend.
Wow.
You got that, didn't you?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I got you're tangled up
Yeah.
quite a few different directions.
Yeah, the doctor. Who's that other lady doctor down there?
Where?
Glasgow.
Millard and Armstrong.
Millard's the one. We were at Milty Halleck's body shop. They had a party there. I was talking to her about it, and said, "Yeah, that's Miltz is my second or third or fourth cousin, and Patty, be his wife, is my wife's first cousin." She said, "Oh, geez, a bunch of inbred outfits."
That sounds kind of familiar, huh? I know all about how that works. When Mark and I first started dating, we went up and helped Jim move some cows, and Linda was about 10 or 11 at the time, and we were putting our horses back in the horse trailer, and she was walking hers down to the barn, and all of a sudden she stops and she turns around and she yells, "Hey Heidi, if you and Mark get married, you'll be my cousin and my aunt."
Yeah, so now you have, what is it, dozens?
Yeah, they're my cousins. I'm their cousin.
So were there any good parties in town ever?
I wasn't much of a party person after I got out of college. It wasn't too long I got married. I went to run across her, or she run across me is what the deal was. I was sitting in the cafe in town, and she'd been talking to her sister Marianne, but she come in and plunked down in the booth where I was at and wanted to know if I'd seen Marianne. She just left her. So I never let her go after that.
Sneaky.
Sneaky. I regretted it ever since.
I got her a ring, and we were in town, and she come up to pick up, and I said, "Here, put this on. I got to go north and get my cows," and I just took off.
Oh, what a
Oh, it
romantic.
was romantic.
I probably should have got down in the middle of the street on my knees.
He wishes now he'd have never done it.
After 62 years, it's almost too late, ain't it?
Might
Well,
be.
probably. I'll be in the rest home before long.
Yeah. Oh, times haven't been too tough.
No.
Genevieve?
Yeah.
Well, we used to have some good fights up there. We was up to a dance one night. I was standing alongside of Roy Schultz and Esmond Vanderhoff and trying to watch 3 different fights. And pretty soon here was a scuffle, and I looked over there, and here's Roy down on the ground and Esmond on top of him, and he said, "Roy, what the hell are you doing down there?" I said, "Well, didn't you hit me?" He said, "Hell no, I didn't hit you." Well, somebody sure as hell did. So Bud Hillman got on the hood of a car, and he said, "All right, USOBs." The band was inside playing yet. Well, it was out there. The whole damn crowd was out there. He said, "If USOBs want to have a fight," he said, "let's have a good one. Seiko on one side and Hinsdale on the other one." The cars just started zipping out and everybody leaving. Then we were up there one night to a dance, and we were sitting alongside. Jack Jetson come over. He said, "You see them 2 guys over there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm going to sit down here and pretend like I'm drunk." And he said, "One of them's going to come over and invite me outside. Would you come along and keep the other one off my back. And I said, well, Jack, there's only 2 of them. So we're going out the door. And I'm bringing up the rear end, and I get out there, and the only one standing there is Jack, and he's laughing. And I said, what's so funny? What happened to everybody? And he pointed down, and here's this guy's shoes. He stepped out of the door and let that guy have it and knocked him out of both shoes. And they both took off running.
Left his shoes behind, huh?
Yeah, he was, yeah, I run around with him in high school and in college, and he took care of most of the trouble we got into.
Probably created most of it too, did he?
Oh, no, not really.
No?
We had